You know, when most of us think about cryptocurrency, we kind of think of it as digital gold, right? Something you buy, you hold, and you hope for the best. But what if a crypto was designed for something completely different? What if it was designed not just for saving, but for spending?
Yeah, think about it. So much of the crypto conversation is about hodling, just waiting for that price to go to the moon. But what if a coin's entire reason for being was different? What if it was built from the ground up to be used, to be spent, to be sent, easily and cheaply, every single day?
And that right there, that simple but really powerful idea, is the entire philosophy behind Toncoin. It's not about locking your value away in some digital vault. It's all about putting value in motion.
Okay, so to really get how this works, the best way to think about it is with a simple analogy. Imagine a massive digital highway system. It's really got two essential parts.
So first up, you've got the open network, or TON for short. Now, this is the blockchain, the highway itself. It's this huge, super efficient piece of infrastructure that's built to handle tons and tons of traffic. We're talking apps, payments, you name it, without getting all jammed up. Right, so if the open network is the highway, what makes the cars go? Well, that's Toncoin. It's the fuel. It's the native currency that makes everything on that highway actually move. Every single transaction, every little app interaction, it all needs just a little bit of Toncoin to power it. And in the real world, it's actually incredibly straightforward. You just hold your Toncoin in a digital wallet, you send a transaction out to the network, and bam, it gets confirmed almost instantly for a super tiny fee. That's it. Simple, fast, and most importantly, actually built to be used. So we get it, it's the fuel for the highway. But what kind of cars are even driving on this thing? What can you actually do with Toncoin? And this is where it starts to get really interesting. See, this is way beyond just sending money to a friend. You could use it as currency inside a game, pay for different services, or you can even stake it, which basically helps secure the whole network, and you can earn rewards for it. Every one of these uses just hammers home that core idea. Toncoin is a tool, not just something you stare at on a price chart. And that really gets to the heart of it all. It's a fundamental shift in mindset, moving away from just pure speculation. The goal isn't just to watch a chart go up and down. It's to actually be a part of an ecosystem where the value comes from how useful it is. Now, look, it's super easy to get hyped up at all this potential, right? But a smart approach always means being realistic. So let's flip the script for a second and take an honest look at the risks and the challenges involved. And here you can see that classic tug of war between promise and reality. On one hand, yes, the network promises incredible speed and super low fees. But on the other hand, it's still a pretty new player in a field with some serious competition. It's aiming for all this real-world utility, but that completely depends on whether people, real people, actually start using it. And of course, like any crypto, for all its potential to grow, it's still going to get tossed around by those wild market swings. All right, so let's zoom out one last time here. Where does Toncoin really fit into the bigger crypto picture? What's its ultimate role in this massive, constantly changing space? At the end of the day, Toncoin is part of a bigger movement happening in crypto. It's this shift away from systems that are complex and slow and expensive, and a move towards something that could, just maybe, be used by anyone for normal, everyday stuff. So the big takeaway here is this. Stop thinking about Toncoin like it's digital gold. Instead, think of it more like a foundational layer, like the plumbing or the wiring for a new kind of internet. It's the infrastructure that other people can then build on top of. It's a bet on function over just pure speculation.
And this whole conversation leads us to the final critical question for the entire crypto space, really. As this technology gets more mature, what's actually going to define its success? Is it going to be the daily price charts that we're all obsessed with? Or is it going to be the real-world problems it can actually solve? Toncoin has very clearly placed its bet on purpose. The only question left is whether the rest of the world is going to follow.